We're going to take a look at an FRC diamond frog stretch to get stuck into the adductors and the inner hip. We're going to do our pails and rails contractions. So I start kneeling and I'm going to pull the knees out nice and wide as far as I can and put the base of the feet together. From here, I'll just walk the hands forward, roll down, and I want to place the hip on the mat. So I don't want to have any gap here. I want to be pushing the hip down into the mat. The base of the feet are together. And then what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to push the feet away. So I'm extending and pushing the feet away, keeping the hip on the ground and starting to feel the stretch in the inner hip around the adductors. This is our passive stretch, so we'll hold this for 2 minutes. 2 minutes just hanging out here. Focus on your breathing. We want more sort of parasympathetic, so it might be a 4-second inhale, 8-second exhale. Just try to relax in this position. When you get to the end of the 2 minutes, we're going to move into our Pails contraction. So we want to try to contract what the muscles that we're trying to stretch. So it's all of the inner hip adductors. And the way we're going to do this is I'm pushing the feet away still. And now what I'm going to try to do is shut the legs. So I'm pushing the knees into the ground, okay? So I want to build this tension slowly. We might start 50%, ramping up, contracting, pushing the knees into the floor. Increase to 70%, contracting harder, slowly building that tension. Increase to 80%. And then from there, increase to the safest, greatest range, okay? Don't go too hard, just think about keeping it in a range that you can handle. Holding this contraction, everything's nice and tight, trying to shut the knees or shut the legs by pushing them into the ground. We hold this for 15 to 20 seconds. So contract hard, squeeze. When you get to the end of the 15 to 20 seconds, we want to contract the opposite stuff. So we're thinking glutes and outer hip stuff. So while I'm still trying to push the feet towards the ground, I'm going to engage the glutes and I'm going to try to open the knees. So I'm trying to lift the knees off the ground. It's not going to happen, but that's the intention. So now we're pulling and trying to lift the knees off the ground, opening wider, holding. Again, 15 to 20 seconds. Glutes are tight, outer hip contracting, pulling the knees apart. When we get to the end of that 15 to 20 seconds, slowly relax and stay in this range. So now we've gone into a slightly greater range and we're going to relax here again, passive stretch, 60 seconds. So again, we're hanging out in this position. I'm trying to take the feet towards the ground. I'm focusing on my parasympathetic breathing. 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. When I get to the end of that 60 seconds, we're going to do one more round of our pails and rails. So the pails contraction, we build tension in the body. We're trying to shut the knees, push the knees into the ground while trying to push the feet away from the butt. So we start easy, 50% contraction, 70% contraction, trying to shut the legs, 80% contraction, and then we build all the way up, safest, greatest range, trying to shut the legs. We'll hold this one. Once we get to the 15 to 20 seconds, now we try our rails contraction, outer glutes, outer hip stuff, the glutes. Try and contract, try and pull the knees apart, try to lift the knees off the ground, squeezing, 15 to 20 seconds. And then when you finish, just slowly come out. Easiest way out is just take the feet apart, put the legs on the ground, and then just take your time, just slowly shuffle out of that diamond frog position.